everyone, welcome back to the Mandy Effect. In today's episode, I'm going to show you the steps that I take to look put together when I want to step out of the house or I have an event to go to. I would say 95-98% of the time I don't wear makeup. I like my natural skin. I like to be able to give it a chance to breathe. So I already have my skincare prepped. If you want to know the products that I use, they're in a separate video. I'll link it to the description of this video. So I do like to start off with a primer. I am using the MAC Studio primer. This basically helps prep my skin before I add any color to it and adds a little touch of hydration. So again, I take 1 or 2 pumps, not a whole lot, and then I like to start off with the center of my face and then just kind of massage it to the rest of my face. So for the base, I like to use a tinted moisturizer. Unless I have a really big event like a wedding or somewhere, you know, I want to look even more polished, I would lean towards a foundation that's medium coverage. I don't like heavy coverage, at least on my skin. I do have dry skin, so I like to keep it more natural and polished. So I like to use the Fenty Beauty Tinted Moisturizer, and this is in the color Eavesdrop shade 10. So again, you want to shake it up a little bit so the color kind of blends in. And then I like to take a little bit of it on a palette. So not a whole lot, just 2 pumps. So to apply the foundation, I'm going to use the Sigma Beauty F84 brush. I like more of a natural coverage, like I said before. So I like to get a little bit of the product into the brush, blend it in. You want to start off at the center of your cheek so the product can kind of glide into your skin, and then you want to press it into the skin. You don't want to rub it or drag it, just gently press it. And then I like to do my under eye area after. And that's my base. Next, I'm gonna move on to the concealer. So to cover my under eyes, I do have dark circles. To cover the under eye area, I'm gonna use the Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the color 35N medium. And again, I like to, it's a sponge applicator. All right, so that's what the applicator looks like. And then for the concealer, I like to add it right to the inner corner of my eye, right here. And then on this side, a little bit on the brow bone. And then a little bit around my nose, because that's where my skin tends to dry a little bit. So I like to have a little bit extra coverage. And then right above my lip line. And then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and blend it right in. So when it comes to the concealer around the lips, you wanna blend upwards. And then around the nose, you wanna press the product. And then for the under eyes, you just wanna press it into the skin. I don't like to apply any product on my brows because I have permanent makeup on them, but I will clean it before I step out of the house with the makeup remover. I'll show you that step as well. So again, you want to press it, and adding a little bit concealer to your eyelids helps you prepare for eyeshadow, so that way it stays in place throughout the day. This is a very chunky beauty blender. All right, next you want to set the foundation and the concealer so it doesn't move. To set my base, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's a loose powder. A little bit is going to go a long way. This is going to prevent your makeup from moving or creasing throughout the day. So what I like to do is take my Morphe 501 brush. It's kind of like a fan brush, but a little bit of like a thick eyeshadow brush. Kind of like the MAC 224, but bigger. So I take a little bit of the product. So I take the product and then I tap off any excess. And then you want to start with your under eye and just press it into the skin so it doesn't move. A little bit goes a long way. And then you want to do the same thing with the eyelids. Pressing is important because it really helps set the makeup in place. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right? And feel free to lift your brows and tilt your head back so it gives you more of a canvas to work with, so the product really gets into the inner corners. And then whatever you have left on the brush, or whatever I have left on the brush, I just add it to the center of my forehead because my T-zone does tend to get a little bit oily throughout the day, and then around the nose, and then on the chin, and the upper lip. All right, and then I like to take a little bit more to set the rest of the makeup. I just kind of go upwards on both sides and then just kind of slowly blend it in. All right, so now my face is prepped and is ready for color. To give it a little dimension, I'm gonna contour, add a little bit blush, and then move on to the rest of my makeup. So for contour, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Light Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream. Because I have dry skin, I am in my 40s, I do like to use more cream products than powder. I typically like to use the powder to set the product, but I do prefer cream over powder. All right, my brush is dirty, but that's okay. I'm gonna use, for the contour, I'm gonna use M173 brush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of the product. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my palette and just take off any excess so I don't have a whole lot. All right, so I'm gonna add it, where does the placement for bronzer is from your ear, you'll feel your cheekbone. So it's really like a backwards triangle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it right here so you guys can see it, and you wanna stop where your eyeball, the color of your eye starts. So right around this area. So then you take the bronzer and just blend it. And then I like to add a little bit to the high points of my nose. And then I take whatever's left on the brush to my crease, and then a little bit in the temple area. And I'm gonna do one side and a little bit on my forehead, hairline, and then whatever's left right in the jawline. And then what I like to do is I like to take my beauty blender and just blend the product. So it's more soft, it's more natural. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. A little bit here, all right? And then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and blend, blend, blend. You don't wanna move the product, you just wanna press it into your cheekbones. I am a little bit more quick because I've been doing this a long time, but if you're a beginner, definitely take your time. And when it comes to makeup, less is always better than adding too much. All right, to set the bronzer, I'm gonna use the Christian Dior Forever Nude Bronzer. It's a very nice shade. And then for this, I am going to take, this is a very old brush. It's from Le Métier de Beauté. I take a little bit of the product, and then again, I just apply it right over the cream bronzer. And then whatever is left, bring it into the temple, a little bit into the hairline, and then to the crease. So I'm gonna use the same brush to apply blush. For blush, I'm gonna use the NARS Amore blush. It's a very soft rosy pink. It's just gonna give a very natural airbrush look onto the skin. And again, same thing. I like to press the product into the brush, and then I like to grab a little, then I like to grab a tissue and then take off any excess so it doesn't go right onto my skin, and then it's more blended and buffed. And for the blush, the placement is right above your bronzer, but below your high points of your cheek. So it's gonna be right here, and I just press it into the skin. So it's like a very nice rosy cheekbone. So So now my face is ready and I'm gonna move on to the eyes and then we'll move on to the lips. And before we actually move on to the eyes, what I like to do is, I like to take the Neutrogena makeup remover or any makeup remover that I have on hand, well, with a Q-tip. So I like to take the Neutrogena makeup remover, add it to my Q-tip, and then what I do is I wipe off any excess makeup that's gotten into my skin on my brow, underneath my brow. Because I have permanent makeup on my brows, I don't need any, at least I don't feel the need to add any additional color. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it's definitely visible if you remove the makeup with the Q-tip. And then I am going to I usually like to set it with a clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am completely out of the one that I typically use, so I have a sample size, and it's basically a clear brow gel, and then I like to brush the hair to set it in place. And having a clear brow gel definitely enhances the brow a little bit more. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to the eyes. I don't wanna apply too much eyeshadow. I wanna keep it more simple and natural. I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario Original Palette. It's got very beautiful neutral shades that are very, very versatile. So to start off, I like to start off in the crease. I'm not too much of a perfectionist when it comes to eyeshadow application. I just like to keep it more blended. So I like more of a fan blending brush rather than using a flat brush. So I'm gonna start off with this natural shade. It's the first top line. I take a little bit of the product and then I take the ring finger and dust off any excess. This will prevent it from going all over your face. And then what I like to do is I like to tilt my head back. I have this mirror and I'm going to tilt my head back. Whatever eye you're gonna do the makeup on, you wanna look in the opposite direction so you get more space to work with. So I'm gonna look the opposite way and press the product into my eyelid. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And that's the base color. I'm gonna take the same brush and take a little bit of this color and then mix it with this one, just to give it a little bit more dimension. Again, tap off any excess and go into the crease. So when I'm doing the crease, it's more this area right below the brow bone. So you take the product and blend it right into the crease. And I like to lift my eyebrows because my eyes are a little bit more deep. And then I do the same thing on the other side. And then just in the outer corner, I'm gonna take this color, mix it with this one, and then I'm gonna add it to the crease, just like right in the outer corner to give it a little more dimension. Next, I'm going to take the MAC 224 brush. This is probably one of my oldest and most used and most favorite brushes. It's just very, very friendly if you are a makeup beginner. It's very forgiving and it's easy to use. It's a medium-sized brush. So what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of the lightest shade, mix it with this peachy shade and add it to my brow bone, right at the high point of my brow. And that pretty much completes the eye makeup. And then to add a little bit more depth to it, I'm gonna take this brown shade with this Morphe M321 brush and I'm gonna add it to my lower lash line. So I take this color, and again, you wanna tap off any extra because it's dark, you wanna be a little bit gentle. So to do this, what I typically do is I look up and then again in the opposite direction, but for this video, I'm gonna just kind of look down and then you wanna fan it right towards the inner corner on both sides. So I always like to start off with the most product on the outer corner and then kind of blend it in. I don't go too close into the tear duct because I like to add a little bit of a highlight there. And then if you make any mistakes, it's okay, you can brush it off, but that's what it looks like. It just adds a little bit more dimension and depth. Next, I will move on to the eyeliner. I don't always apply eyeliner. It just depends on the day. For today's look, I want to add a little bit more depth. So I'm going to use the eyeliner. Typically, I like to use the MAC gel liner. Because I'm out of it, I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario Espresso eyeshadow. It's a cream-based eyeshadow, but I'm going to use it as a liquid eyeliner. And I've done this before. It stays in place pretty much throughout the whole day. So I'm going to take a little bit of the product, add it to my little spatula, and then I'm going to use the angle brush to apply it. So to apply the eyeliner, I like to use the MAC 266 angle brush. Again, all of my MAC brushes are probably super, super old, but they're great quality and they're worth the money. It's actually 266, yeah, 266. So I take the product into the brush and just press it. What I like to do is I like to lift my brows when I do the liner, and what I do is I start at the center or the outer corner because that's where most of the product's gonna go, and if you make a mistake, it'll be easy to fix it. So the way the brush is, it's slanted. I like to turn it this way. The sharp point on the opposite side when I'm doing a eyeliner. So then what I do is I kind of use my my baby finger as a base, and then I just lift the brow and then press the product into the skin. And that's my liner. To add a little wing, if you have a little bit of a droopy eye or you have a hard time doing a wing eyeliner, the easiest way is to look straight into the mirror, take your angle brush, so the shorter part is going to be facing outwards, and then you just want to follow your lower lash line going up, almost meeting your brow. So I'm going to take a little bit more product and I'm just going to follow my natural lash and create that base. And then I'm gonna blend it right into the inner corner. Again, I'm taking very little product, but you do wanna make sure you have enough product on the brush in order for you to create the wing. So I like to kind of make sure I add a little bit more color to the wing. Right here, I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'm just gonna slide it right in. So I do like to line the top inside of my line. I think it definitely gives it a little bit more of a polished look. And then when you apply mascara, it creates a very nice base. So to do that, I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario eyeliner. This is the perfect brown. Instead of a black, I like to use a brown eyeliner. So to do this, it's not that hard. It looks really hard. You want to tilt your head back and lift your eyes, so that gives you a little bit more space to work with, and then you just want to line the inside of your eye. And I'll let you guys see the difference between the two eyes, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to move on to mascara. I don't spend a lot of money on mascara because I don't wear makeup on a daily basis. Typically, you should change your mascara every 4 to 6 weeks, or at least that's what the expectation is. So it's a reasonable price mascara. It's great quality, and it definitely does the work. I think it's called the L'Oreal Voluminous Original, and I believe it's in the blackest black color. So when you take the mascara out, you have a little bit extra product, just wipe it into the tube, so that way you don't get too much of a clump onto your lash line. So to apply mascara, I like to, again, tilt my head back and then start off at the outer corner and then move into the inner corner, because the lash line hair is much more shorter in the inner corner. So again, I lift my eyebrow and then I kind of open my eye and just kind of brush the product into the lash line. I like to separate the hair so they don't kind of clump up. And then when you do the inner corner, just tilt your head to the opposite side so you have more room to work with. And if you accidentally get mascara onto your makeup or your lid, kind of like I did, don't panic, let it dry, and then it'll wipe right off with the Q-tips. And that's the top lash line. To do the lower lash line, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull your head forward so that way you have more space to work with. Another trick if you're a beginner is to take a tissue paper. I know some people will say this is a waste, but if you add it to the lower lash line, then you can see the hair and you have more control, and then you just kind of go back and forth to get a little bit more of a natural look. But because I've been doing this for years, it's easier for me. I tilt the head forward and then just kind of brush it right on top of the lash line. I want a little bit more dimension, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit more eyeliner to my lower lash line, and I'm using the same Makeup by Mario eyeliner in brown, and I'm just kind of tugging the eye a little bit and adding it to the lash line, and that just adds a little bit more of a deeper look. To add a little bit of a highlight into the inner corner, I'm gonna take the Makeup by Mario eyeshadow in this light color and then just mix these two. It's like so that way it's like a little peachy nude shade, and then tap off any excess, and then I'm gonna add it to the inner corner of the eye right here, just ever so slightly. All right, moving on to the lips, I'm gonna line my lips with the Charlotte Tilbury, it's called 90s Pink. It's called Lip Cheat Reshape and Resize Lip Liner. It's a little bit dark, so I'm gonna apply a little bit and just blend it in with a lip brush, but this is the color. So to do your lip liner, there's so many different ways of doing it. I just like to follow my natural lip line, and I like to start off in the corner and just kind of follow the line. Because I don't want a lot of color, I'm gonna add the Charlotte Tilbury. I think this is a hyaluronic lip balm. It's in Crystal Happiness. It's a really pretty pinky shade, but it's very, very natural. So I just take a little bit and add it to. So next, I'm gonna take the Rom and lip stain. It's like a tinted lip stain with a little bit of a hydration. It's more natural, but it does have a little bit of a pop of color. So I just take a little bit and add it right to my lip. I do love this product because it's more of like a glossy natural tint, and then when it does tend to wear off, the stain still kind of stays, but it's not super drying to my lips. All right, the last step to my makeup is setting the makeup in place. I like to take the Tarte Life Lock Spray. It's a makeup setting spray, and then I take it at about an arm's length and then just spray it onto my face. All right, this completes my makeup look. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. This is how I like to do my makeup. I'm sure there's other techniques that other people use, but this is kind of what works for me. If you have any questions regarding the products, the application, please leave them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one.